Mistakes that entrepreneurs make. Some people have made these mistakes in the past. Some people are currently making these mistakes. Some people are going to make these mistakes if you do not take care. Number one thing that is a major mistake that entrepreneurs make. I cannot emphasize this enough. Trying to serve everyone will get you nowhere, because you are not for everybody. You can never be for everybody. Like, if you structure your business in a way that you want to be everybody's cup of tea, you're going to end up just being nobody's cup of tea, if you get what I mean. I made this mistake when I started my career, and to be honest with you, I feel like, you know, it was one of the reasons why my growth in the beginning was very slow, because somehow, you know, I was that makeup artist that people would reach out to, and they'll be like, oh, your fee is above my budget. And next thing I'm asking myself, okay, what's your budget? What's your this? What's your that? Even beyond the money aspect of it, like, it's not everybody who reaches out to you that is your ideal client. See, I don't know how to increase my volume more than I have done already. You need to learn to be able to understand who is your ideal client and who is not. Don't get me wrong, there are times that you're going to, maybe, you know, here and there, once or twice, you would meet people who you know are not exactly your ideal client, and you will still go ahead to work for them simply because one or two circumstances, you know, are a bit favorable, right? But you need to be able to tell that this person is not my ideal client, this person is not my ideal client. You cannot be for everybody. When you try to fit into everybody's demand, fit into everybody's preference, you'll find out that you're just going to be all over the place. You will just be all over the place. It's almost like you're not being true to yourself, right? Find out what works for you. Structure your business in a way that you know that you're providing maximum value to people. And with that maximum value, the people who know and value you and know your worth and value your worth will come to you. It's one thing to feel like, oh yeah, what if I don't get bookings? What if people don't buy what I'm selling? What if this? You can't run your business with that mindset. You have to just learn to structure yourself in a way that you do what you're doing and you are very good at it. You may not necessarily be the best at it, because I don't know if anybody is really the best at what they do in the real sense of it, but structure yourself in a way that you're very good at what you do. Fix your prices in a way that you know it fits and works with the value you're providing. And trust me when I tell you, the right people will come to you. You don't need to try to fit into everybody's budget. You don't need to try to fit into everybody's preference. You don't need to try to be everybody, make everybody like you. No matter what you do, if you want, carry mopping bucket and go and mop their houses when you arrive. Some people will still not like you. They'll say, why is she being too nice? I know there's something she's hiding. So you need to understand that at the end of the day, the reality is that a lot of people will still not fancy you. Like, a lot of people will still not like the way you do your brows. A lot of people will still not like the way you bake your cake. A lot of people will still not like the way you sew clothes. You know, at the end of the day, you just have to be real and true to yourself and your brand, and the right people will come to you. Following the trend blindly, this affects, like, this is something that is not limited to those in the beauty industry or limited to those who are, you know, rendering a particular kind of service. This is something that most people make as a mistake, and you find out that you just don't grow from it. Like, you're stuck. Like, a lot of us are still making the same mistake today. But the thing about it is that it's one thing to know the wrong thing you're doing, and then it's another thing to make it right? So when it comes to trends, personally, I'm not exactly somebody who likes to follow trends. But you know one thing I know, right? Sometimes you find out that even though you don't like to follow trends, when it comes to your business, you always see yourself wanting to go and you know, chook eye here and there to see what's happening, you know, to just get ideas here and there. And sometimes you get carried away, and then you find out that you are basically copying the trend blindly. Now, when I say that, I mean one of the most common things that people do is just, oh, this one is the one that is trending, they're doing this thing like this, and then you go write a list of everything you've seen, and then you're going to shop everything without really understanding, does this fit into my style? This thing, does it really apply to my clientele? Or this thing, is this really something that, fits into the kind of thing I want to learn for my business? You just don't flow, oh, everybody's doing this, forgetting that those people have their own, their own goal. They have something that is guiding their business, right? And you, where you are, you're basically just thinking, oh, that is the one now. Let me give you an instance. Being a makeup artist, sometimes you find out that, oh, okay, everybody is now buying a particular type of makeup product, and it feels like, okay, people are talking about it so much, people are hyping it so much, and you already know that you have that stuff, or it's not a case of you want to try it based on, oh, I think I want to see how it works. It's just a matter of, oh, they feel like, that's the one that when you put, my clients will just be doing this or doing that, or my work would just be like, no, you can't keep doing that, because what that does is that, one, it makes you waste so much money. And if you look in your kit, you find out that there are so many things you've bought based on the trend that you don't even use today. Do you understand? Like, I feel like a lot of us are currently still making these mistakes, and it's about time that we really slow down. Slow down. Some people are posting a particular type of way because a makeup artist somewhere is posting that way. Some people are buying or doing a particular cake design because someone somehow or somewhere is doing that same thing, right? I'm not saying this doesn't ever work. I'm not saying, oh, it's a no. I'm just saying, always be careful what you copy. Always ask yourself, this thing I'm copying, this trend, does it really fit my style? At some point now, you'll see that people will be doing some really weird things in your industry, and then you need to always sit back and ask yourself, this trend, does it really match the style that I want to be known for? Does it really match the message I'm putting across through my craft? You need to slow down on just being so quick to copy and paste, especially when it comes to buying stuff. You need to try as much as possible to understand what that thing is for, and really ask yourself if really you do need that stuff in your own business. That takes me down to my number 3. See this particular table, I'm sitting on top of it in the center because it's really not easy to be consistent, right? The thing about inconsistency is that it slows your growth down. It slows you down, and it's one thing for sure, because it's almost inevitable. But one thing I've come to realize is that if you make conscious efforts, if it's maybe when it comes to posting, or when it comes to being on time, let me tell you one of the things that kills a lot of people's businesses faster than they even know. Inconsistency doesn't just come with posting. It doesn't just come with social media related activities. Inconsistency also comes with not being known for something. For example, let me use the industry where I find myself, which is makeup artistry, the beauty industry. You find out that sometimes you haven't mastered a particular craft. Let me break it down the easiest way possible. Makeup artists, you haven't mastered your brow style, right? And then you're leaving that one that you haven't even mastered to go and start learning how to. I'm not saying don't try to pick information here and there, but try as much as possible to be consistent with giving out the best version of whatever it is that you're doing. Not that today your clients are seeing, oh, she did this really nice design of this stuff, or maybe today you saw this dress for someone, you made this dress and the dress is looking so good, it's so beautiful, and then tomorrow someone else gives you dress and it's like something is not adding up. It doesn't make any sense, because that kind of confuses people as to where you stand. And let me tell you something, the moment people feel confused, they are not going to stand with you. They are not going to keep patronizing. They may patronize you seasonally because maybe you're the best option there is at that time. But people need to know you for, oh, that hairstylist. Oh, don't worry. If you go there, be sure that your frontal will be laid. Not that today someone's frontal is on point, tomorrow another person's frontal, you are the same person who did it, which means you have not mastered that particular thing before probably moving your attention to another part of your business, right? As much as possible, we need to try to, master one thing first before trying to push the energy to something else. You cannot today, and also that brings me to social media, which is one of the most important things. I know I myself, I'm still struggling with the whole social media consistency, especially being a mom and all of these things, and I know some of you can relate. But one thing I've come to realize is that, especially with Instagram, the way they drop your views and everything, like your engagements, or they don't even show your stuff to people. So you find out that entrepreneurs are really struggling with growth because most of them do not keep showing up. So even if, like, one of the things that I know that people do, a lot of people keep trying to get the perfect stuff to put out there. It doesn't always have to be perfect. I'm not saying don't give out the best version of your business, but sometimes you could repeat the same old things, and then that keeps your business out there as frequently as possible. Try as much as possible to be very good at something before you move to learning the next thing. That way, when people are vouching for you for a particular thing and referring you, there are not going to be any stories that were not planned. Charging too low. Charging too low and thinking and believing that, oh, because my price is low, it will bring me more customers. Maybe, but it doesn't always apply, because in most cases you find out you're wondering why the people who are charging way higher than what you charge are being fully booked. They are fully booked and busy, while you, with your low charge, people are still looking at you. There is one mentality that people have. Most times people feel like when things are too cheap, then there's something that is not right, so you find out that you may be doing your work, whatever it is, or whatever business it is you're doing, and doing it so well, but people are not able to, people are not able to trust you enough to be able to entrust their money or their faces or their nails or their hair or their cake, whatever it is that you do for a living, right? People are not able to entrust you with that, because people are not able to trust you in that, because they feel like there's something not right based off of the way you charge. Most times we think, when the price is low, people will feel like, oh yeah, she's affordable. Trust me, not everybody likes affordability. Sometimes some people believe your brand more, or believe your craft more, when they feel like, okay, this price justifies the quality of what she delivers or what he delivers, depending on who you are, right? So you need to understand that I'm not saying go and skyrocket your price, but when most people don't even make profits, most people in businesses don't even make profits. You're probably charging a peanut price. I don't know what figures to use, but when you put your price and then you check how much you spend in running the business. For those who are maybe in Nigeria or in countries where the power supply is a little bit affected sometimes, you buy diesel, you do all these things just to get your content out there. You need to factor in how much you buy your products. You need to factor in how much it costs to run the business. Now put together everything, like the electricity bill, the water bill, if that applies to you, the diesel, and everything else you put to put content out there. All those things come together to tell you on the average what your charge should be. If you take Uber to your work, that has to come in. So I don't understand how, for example, you're charging maybe 10,000 naira or $10 or $50 for something, and your Uber fee is $45. How much do you put in the for the cost of the product you're using? Well, how much do you pay yourself? How much do you if for those who have assistants or staff, how much do you cut from that particular job to pay them? You understand? So all these things come together to tell you what you should charge. And if you realize that you're currently charging lower than what you're supposed to be charging, it's about time you go back there and review and revisit your whole books, because it's about time to do things differently. And it's so important to charge and match what you're charging with the value you're providing. One of the questions I frequently get as a makeup artist is, do I have to use high-end products or whatever? I'm not saying use any products, but if you're charging people really premium prices, let it be able to equate to what you're, the kind of things you're presenting when you come for the job. This is so important. Not trusting your guts. not trusting your guts. This one, like, I need to find where to be increasing volume in this video, because you need to, those at the back, they need to hear me. Not trusting your gut will put you in trouble. Mark my words, it will put you in trouble. You find out that a lot of times we pray, we're asking God, God, keep me away from the bad client. Not trusting your gut is the reason why a lot of people in business are repeating the same mistakes over and over and over, because we always pray, right? Everyone, I want to believe most people have like a higher power they believe in. Those of us who believe in God, we pray to God, God, please take away the bad clients. Keep me from the people who do not value my craft. Keep me from the people who will bring me more trouble than peace. Now, you find out that God answers our prayers, but we are the problem. He has given you a sign to tell you this person is not the right client for you. This person is not the right person who you need, to be in your business, right? But most times we'll feel, oh, let me just take money. No, not all money is good money. Not all money is good money. The reason why a lot of people keep repeating the same, and years after, years go by and they're still complaining of the same thing, yet you're not doing anything about it. You have to be willing and ready to do something about the things that are not helping your business grow. Every client who reaches out to you is not meant to be your client. You're able to tell, you can sense it. You're seeing those signs, they are giving you that vibe, and yet you're telling yourself, okay, maybe I'm the one who is. No, it's God who is giving you the signs that you've asked in prayer. You've asked him to tell you or give you the signs, and he is giving you the signs, and you're the one now making excuses, right? So sometimes those people still come. Some people will say, oh, but why does God allow them to still come? No, they will come because they are part of the training process for you to be able to learn to condition yourself to understand that not everybody is for me, to know that you deserve better than the way some people treat you. Respect yourself enough to know when to walk away, to know when to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not the right fit for you. This point is being afraid to go out of your comfort zone. Whew. See, I was on this table for a very long time, and I had to talk myself out of it. I had to talk myself out of it because if you want to grow, one of the things my coach told me recently is that if you want to see growth, you have to be willing to do things differently. In business, like especially when we've done one thing for a really long time, we get too comfortable and we're like, you're seeing signs, you want to do more, you want to be more, but you find out that a lot of times you're like, okay, what if it fails? What if it doesn't fail? Do not be afraid of what could go wrong. And even if things go wrong, even if things don't work out the way you had hoped, but you became a better person. From that experience, you've learned a lot of things that you just you may not know immediately, but when those things start coming back to play, you realize, oh, this was what I got from that experience. So sometimes it's not just about what you're comfortable with, what you've been doing. If you're seeing the signs that you want to grow, if you're seeing the signs that you want to try something new, it's about time you go on and give it a try. Yeah, don't let all of these negative things stop you. You are your only problem. You are the one holding yourself back and no one else. Not having contracts or terms and conditions binding your business. See this one? I can't even, I wish I could talk about it for a whole day. A lot of people face problems and challenges in their businesses. Some of the, when I hear some people share their horrible experiences with me, I realized I was that person for a long time. The first 3 years of my business, I was that person who was just doing things anyhow. I would just take bookings. Sometimes you will not even record it, you forget. Funny things. But then I started realizing that for my business to grow, you have to be seeing your business somewhere. You can't just be envisioning yourself in your small room and that is all the goal you have. You have to dream big. You have to really look at the places you're seeing yourself and do what you need to do to fit into that space, right? Now, terms and conditions are so important because anything can happen. You can never be so sure what could happen. Whatever it is you need to send to people prior to them making a booking with you, a lot of small businesses make this mistake. You feel like, oh, it's going to be just, there won't be any issues. Oh, I know her. I know I have done that a lot of times, and it was something that I told myself, no, I'm not going to do this again. No matter what happens, have a few terms and conditions. Oh, maybe your lateness policy, maybe your payment policy, maybe the things that people should expect when you come for a home call or home service, depending on the kind of business you render, maybe the timing, maybe what they should bring along. If you do not communicate, people can say or do anything and hold anything against you without you doing anything about it. Apart from the fact that the terms and conditions guides your business and, you know, helps to prevent a lot of things. Oh, I didn't know this, or client says I don't know that, or customer says I didn't know, you didn't tell me. It also helps your customers to know. It also helps your customers to know what to expect when coming for a session with you, right? It also tells them, okay, well, this is the grace I have in case I'm late. This is what I need to bring along. This is what I need to do. This is when my balance is due, or this is what I need to do, like what I need to bring. So it just makes it easy for both parties. Do not run a business without having certain policies guiding your business, and ensure that you send these things to the client or customer before they make a booking. Even if this person is your sister, even if this person is your friend, at least for the first time when they are trying to book with you, let them know that these are the things. Subsequently, I mean, they already know. If you want to, you can keep resending, but if you don't want to, at least they've already learned or understood what your business is all about and what doesn't work for your business from the onset. It's so important. Do not take this for granted. This point is, a lot of people do not invest in themselves. A lot of people do not invest in themselves. How do you run a business year in, year out, no training, no upgrade, no matter how good you are? See, like, guys, no matter how good you are, no matter how you think, oh, I don't need it, I'm already an expert in this field. No, nobody knows it all. You need somebody that once in a while you learn something from. If you're in the beauty industry, the trend keeps changing. Sometimes, years ago, when I started makeup years ago, there was nothing like contouring. There was nothing like highlighting. There was nothing like sculpting. There was nothing like all of these new things. So do you want to just stay and say, oh, I assume? You know, yes, you may have the gift of being able to watch the video maybe on YouTube and you're able to grab. But trust me when I tell you, a lot of things that you see or assume may not exactly be how that thing is meant to be done. And depending on the environment you find yourself, sometimes you don't even know you're doing the wrong thing for a long time, yet you're wondering the reason why your results are the same or your results are always wrong. It's so important. Have somebody that in your industry, you know that once in a while, oh, this person or that person, I just do like a little brush up. It could be once in 2 years, it could be once in a year, depending on how frequently you can afford to. All the money you get cannot be profits. All the money you get cannot be profits. Some of it should go back into investing in your business. Sometimes you realize that, oh, your space needs an upgrade. It's about time to touch up the paint. It's about time to take an upgrade course. It's about time to, you know, get an assistant, depending on where you are, depending on what you're doing, right? It doesn't apply the same to everybody, but you know what you're doing, your field, and what, you know, you need to touch up on. Like, it's so important. All the money you get cannot go into buying clothes, buying shoes, and eating, and whatever it is, personal thing you're doing. You need to take a portion of that money and reinvest it into your business, into buying new products, into buying upgrading your equipment and tools, into taking some courses. It doesn't have to always be free YouTube videos, because these courses like give you so much information that you can never even imagine. Some people who offer trainings, your trainees will ask you some questions and you're lost, and you basically just cover up with the wrong answer and keep moving. You need to be like, you need to take your business seriously, like, guys. This is so important, because if you don't, over time your business is just going to be looking the same and your customers will just start getting bored. You need to be, you know, always willing to be able to invest in yourself, so that you can always be well informed and also give your business that upgrade that it needs. So if you made it to the end of this video, I am so happy you did that. Thank you so very much. And if there's any topic you want me to talk about in my subsequent videos, please do not forget to leave that in the comments. I can't wait to bring you guys all the beauty tricks and all the, you know, tips, the do's and the don'ts, and the things that have worked for me all these years in my business. And please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Do not forget to comment, and do not forget to share.